Good morning, TSU. Good morning, Drew.
Good morning, Donna. How are you doing today?
I am doing excellent.
That is great. That is great. We have a special treat for y'all today, guys. We're actually talking about Toyota in Poland. Yeah. It's pretty cool, right?
I like Toyota.
Yeah, we get to go behind the scenes, doing the press conference. And it's pretty cool because we actually get to listen to the communication secretary, which is
Sandlin.
Yeah, and also the marketing ambassador name.
Yes, Jay Young.
Yes. I heard they are very wise people as well.
Yes, they have a lot of information about Toyota. So here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody. Strengths. Toyota decided to do business in Poland. It's because Poland is a great location and is ranked number 3 in Europe. The next strength is the educated workforce. Poland has a very great workforce. They have a very great education system that produces specialists that have skills in various areas that can be used here with Toyota. Another strength is the government supports Toyota doing business in its country. They have introduced several reforms to lower the tax. The government offered one that stood out to Toyota is an incentive of a 10-year exemption from corporate tax. The liability of foreigners that Toyota faces while doing business in Poland kind of centers around the culture. I say culture because in order to do business in Poland, one must be able to understand and adapt to the culture differences. In terms of Hofstede's dimensions of culture, Poland scores very high in regards to avoidance uncertainty. Which leads me to my next topic, ethical challenge. In recent years, Toyota has faced design engineering problems which had to be one of the weakness factors that has challenged Toyota. For instance, Toyota has a high level of skills in production but lack having high level technical skills in terms of engineering design, which in turn has caused millions of recalls and damage to the brand. What did Toyota do? They took that accommodative strategy, where they owned up to it and they made means by ensuring that the customers were satisfied.
Okay, the opportunity. The economic rate has Poland was a positive impact. 2 meta factories in the Lower Zarizio region in Jastrzębie and Walbridge, which also produce transmissions. Toyota said this in September we will do a new venture and develop a fully electrical vehicle technology with patent with Mazda Motors, seeking to catch up with rivals in increasingly foreign race to produce more battery operated cars. In 2018, we will invest $400 million in manufacturing new combustion engines for hybrid vehicles. The threat is the high competitors. Toyota is facing competition from companies such as Volvo, Solibus, Soleus, Autosan, AMZ, Komuno, Orion, Jetsons. There are high competition in manufacturing of automobiles in Poland.
Yeah, so Donna, what did you think about the press conference? What was your favorite part about it?
I think the most important part would be the threat that Toyota has, how they have competition with a lot of foreign companies that I did not know were in Poland, and they have to stay in competition with their prices, especially when it comes to another American automotive company such as Ford. Ford always keeps theirs low.
That's true.
By Toyota lowering theirs, they're still in competition.
And they didn't really look at the uncertainty avoidance that they should have. Jimmy, can you please put that little chart on the side for me, please? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that one. What I'm talking about is how the United States is 46, as you can see, and Poland is 93. Now, the uncertainty avoidance is really something that needs to be looked at because it's basically talking about the risks that people take. And the higher the number is, from what his stock was saying, the less risk that they would take. The lower it is, the more risk we would take. I mean, like you were saying, like global standardization is interesting because a lot of people say that it's misleading to go that route, which is understandable because you're actually having a low pressure local responsiveness. And what that means is that you really don't care too much of what the customer thinks. Like, you really don't have their best interest. It's basically like what you're focusing on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know you have a car, right?
Yes.
And you know they need the car. So you're like, whatever I make, they're gonna have that car anyways. Like,
And that's the problem, because they're not focusing on the client
Exactly.
or the customer.
Exactly. And the thing is too is they have a high pressure for the cost reduction, which is what Jay mentioned as well. Is they need to lower their cost reduction, which is they need to lower their costs, which is affecting them majorly in their field that they're in right now. And basically, this leads all the way back to what we talked about earlier, was the uncertainty avoidance. They don't care about what their customer thinks, but at the same time you have to, because they don't like change. So how you gonna change something?
Very
Don't make
true.
sense. But now we have a special interview that I did with the CEO of one of the
Okay.
Poland.
I heard that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, you know,
At Toyota.
at Toyota in the actual office. It was pretty cool. Very sharp guy, by the way. Yeah.
Well, we shall see how this interview went.
Take us away, Jimmy. Good 4 or 5 questions. The first question is, how did the marketing come about? As far as what made y'all even decide to go into Poland? What was the marketing?
So basically, Poland, one of our infrastructure is located in Poland, that's true. And Poland is a really great place for public and private investors like us, Toyota. So we went there, we know they have a lot of potentiality in Poland, so you know you can invest a lot of money over there and it's going to be worth it. So we like Poland about those criteria.
Comment that you made about the market. My biggest question is, are y'all considered an FDI or an export in Poland?
A good question you just said, you just mentioned. Many people make that mistake about FDI, export and import, but Toyota is considering Poland as a foreign direct investor.
Okay.
We established ourselves in 1999 and start our production in April 2002.
Wow.
So, and also we planning to invest more in Poland by 2018. So the estimation price is 615 million zlotys by the end of 2018. So that's a big investment. And this is not only the first investment we made in. So that would, when you combine all the investment, so up to now, it's going to be around 4 billion zlotys right now. Toyota invests in Poland.
Wow. And when you say zlotys, like I'm not familiar with zlotys, but I'm familiar with US dollars. What is the currency ratio between the two?
Yes, good question. So currency ratio of zlotys and US dollar is really big difference, you know. Starting, if I'm not mistaken, I checked this recently on 11/30/2017, which is the date I checked of the currency stuff. One Poland zlotys equal 0.28 US dollar.
Alright, so I remember you mentioning that y'all are in foreign direct investment. So with that being said, what type of foreign direct investment are y'all? Y'all doing like upstream or downstream, vertical, horizontal? Can you explain or elaborate on that?
Now, of course, I can explain you. I can clarify this part for you that you can have a better understanding about what kind of business we're doing in Poland. So Toyota is doing vertical upstream FDI in Poland.
Okay.
So I recall one time when I was taking my class with Johnny Williams back in the day at TSU. I don't know if she did the same thing with her. She made like design on the board.
Oh, like these little boxes.
Like the boxes.
Yeah.
So she said that this is the production company. So the production company is making one material in the home country and make some other component of the same business to the host country. So basically Toyota is not doing or making the whole production of the car in Poland. So we just making a gasoline engine and the manual transmission in Poland. So if we're not doing the whole production, so that means we're doing a vertical upstream FDI.
Wow. Wow. And what is y'all strategy? What do y'all focus on? And how does it work? How does it work?
Basically, you're talking about economy was making boost Poland economy or something. Yes, that's very clear because if I'm gonna give you an example, you leave the home country to go to a host country, so you investing in the host country. So once you invest in the host country, you making their economy better because the money going in over there, so that's gonna make their economy growth going up.
Man, well, that's all the questions that I have to ask, man. Very, very smart guy, man. Very wise.
Ah, man, you welcome, man.
I'll make sure I tell Johnny that I see you.
Man,
But,
yeah, say hi to her, man.
I got
Tell Dr. Johnny I really miss her, man. I'm gonna stop by and
She's
say
a great
hi.
teacher, man.
You know.
But that concludes the segment today, guys. Thank you for coming out. And again, my name is Angie Nolly, and this is...
And I am Donna Alonzia.
Yeah.
This is TSU News.
Yeah, have a blessed day.
Happy holidays.